Let's do it. Let's go live. Hello. Hello, everybody. This is Gray over at Wakizashi's Teahouse in Japan. You just missed the 12 o'clock noon chimes playing in the background outside. Yes, we have chimes outside. 8 o'clock in the morning, 12 noon and 5 p.m. It's amazing. Like a PA system that plays these lovely little chimes to remind you what time it is, where you should be. This is an impromptu, a very sudden decision for a live stream. I'm going to have members on if people are free. If not, no problem. It was kind of last minute, so it might just be me. But hey, nothing wrong with that. No problem with that, right? I do have some news, actually. A little bit of breaking news. Breaking news, I say, but it's like, 24 hours ago. Let's talk about this first, because this is actually big. This is quite big news. So here we go. Let me share the screen. I heard about this news thanks to Dave Cullen's YouTube channel. Don't know if you know him. He's pretty cool. He's an Irish guy, content creator, who does some very fair, balanced kind of content. Culture war, that kind of thing. But, you know, not one of those people who screams and shouts too much. Okay, I don't want to share the live stream YouTube studio. So, here we go. This is the big news. Are you ready? You probably already heard it, but it says here, the Schuster Estate, that's the Superman owners, yeah? The Schuster Estate lawsuit could block Superman movie release in international markets. So, international markets. I don't think it actually points out what those are, but let's have a quick look. By the way, I love this page here. It just, the first one that came up, Superman homepage. It doesn't look very official, but I like it. I like the art. Not sure about the Superman beanies here, though. Anyway. A new legal battle has emerged over the rights to Superman as the estate of co-creator Joseph Schuster has filed a lawsuit against Warner Bros. Discovery and DC Comics, alleging copyright infringement in multiple international markets. The lawsuit comes just months before the highly anticipated release of the next Superman film. Yes, it is highly anticipated. I'm not sure about the latest trailer or the little TV spot, you know, where you've got the weird kind of angle on poor old Superman's face where it's like a fisheye lens or something. Anyway, this was filed in New York's Southern District on Friday. So Friday the 31st of January this was filed. The lawsuit claims that DC Comics' international rights to Superman expired in 2017 and 2021 in key territories. Oh, here we go. Including the United Kingdom, Australia and Canada. There we go. Okay. Despite this, the estate argues that Warner Bros. Discovery and DC continued, surprise, surprise, continued to exploit the character and related properties, including TV series, video games and merchandise. And here's a quote. These foreign copyright laws were specifically designed to protect creators like my Uncle Joe. That is what we're fighting for here, said Mark Warren Peary, executor of the Schuster Estate. Warner Bros. Discovery and DC Comics have yet to comment on the lawsuit. The timing of this legal dispute is particularly significant as the upcoming Superman movie is set to hit theaters on July 11th. The outcome of the lawsuit could have far-reaching implications for the future of Superman's international presence, particularly as fans worldwide eagerly anticipate the return of the Man of Steel to the big screen. There we go. Okay. Let's have a look. Fear Monarch, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Giving me Black Adam flashbacks with the close-up flying zoom. It's like, you know, oh my god, what's going on? It's not the actor, because when you see photos of him, you know, he looks completely, you know, I don't know, is it okay to say? His eyes are fine. His eyes are fine. It's the weird angle, the wide angle lens or something that I think has caused it. It's very strange. So what do you think, folks? Are you interested? Are you looking forward to the Superman movie? I am. I'm excited for it. Me and Jim did a live reaction to the trailer, which got, of course, demonetized by Warner Brothers straight away. That was fun, though, to see the trailer. It looks good to me. Let's have a look if there's any more Superman movie. So it's 2025 July, isn't it? News. Let's see. Yeah. So that's the main headlines are about that. Anything else? It could be. It said it could be blocked, but the rumours are that maybe, you know, who is it? The Schuster Estate. They're looking for a kind of out of court settlement. You know, a nice payday for them. It's a shame it didn't happen when they were alive, isn't it? You know what I mean? Schuster and Siegel. Okay, let's just see. The main article was in Deadline, but I don't know if I can access that. You might have to, be a member or something, or subscribe. I can't be bothered with that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's just the same thing. It is a longer article though. Let's just get a little bit from this. Here we go. Share screen. See how long it lasts before Deadline shut it down. So yeah, as I say, including Canada, the UK, Ireland and Australia. Schuster died in 1992 and Siegel in 1996. By operation of law, Schuster's foreign copyrights automatically reverted to his estate in 2017 in most of these territories and in 2021 in Canada. Yet defendants continue to exploit Superman across these jurisdictions without the Schuster estate's authorization, including him. Yeah, I said that before. Okay. Wow. So what do you think, folks? I wonder what James Gunn thinking about this. Anything else is it saying here? No, that's about it. So yeah, big news for the movie. It just seems to be getting worse and worse, doesn't it? Just when you thought everything was safe. Unbelievable. Okay. What is going on now, says Salty. I know, right, Salty? We were chatting earlier, weren't we, on social media, and I really enjoyed your video. The beautiful blue sky, out on your walk. And yeah, I just felt Mrs. Wakizashi went out. I've got some free time. It's a rare. I just thought let's do a members live stream. So, mate, if you want the link, I'll bring you in. You're welcome. Fearmonic's at work, otherwise he'd be joining us. But yeah, it's just going to be a bit of a waffle. There are some news pieces I want to discuss. Yeah, I was sending you hot 70s actresses in bikinis. Okay, cool. I'll send you a link, Salty. Just give me 1 sec. I'll send it via X, yeah. Seems to be that's the easier way. Here you go. I've also got some Terry Pratchett, Neil Gaiman news, which I'm sure you've already heard. Salty, he's a big fan, so. But Fearmonic, you might be interested in this, but I'll wait till Salty gets here to talk about it. Oh, Neil Gaiman, what's happened? It's all going, isn't it? It's all finally catching up with you. After the alleged, I can't remember what the word is. Accusations. Yeah, sure, you're good, man. You're good. Give me 5. So I'm going to get onto that later. But it feels weird doing a live stream 2 days in a row. I really enjoyed the one yesterday, and that was great. And did pretty well for me. With the replays and stuff, recent live streams have been getting just over 100 views, which for me, that's a fantastic. Really, really happy about that. And it was good fun talking lots of comics yesterday. I talked about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video, which is not doing very well, but I was really happy to make it. It's a real passionate video of like, look at this art, raving about the art. And then today, guess what happened? Well, this was actually last night. Just before I went to bed, I got a comment from the artist on the video. What a star. Juan Ferreira, whose name I can't pronounce, but I noticed he'd been commenting on people's reviews on League of Comic Book Geeks. He seemed to be very happy that it's going well. Let's have a look. Let's get to the comment. Where's the video? Fearmonic, it's unbelievable. 45 views, man, for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I know the review came out a little bit late. It was Saturday. I was too busy in the week, but you thought you'd do a bit better than that. There we go. He just says, thanks for the review, man. Juan Ferreira. So, good to see that. I'm glad, I'm glad he saw something and somebody talking about it positively. Because I just love the art on this. Where's that panel? This one here. Let's put this on. Is this sharing? No, it's not. Might help if I share my screen. I want to show you this panel and make it full screen as well. Look at this. Fantastic panel where you've got. Let me see, I remember the names now, because I'm new to the characters. The blue bandana means Leonardo, is that right? Leo climbing up this building, and the panels are part of the building. The roof of the building, the top here, just looks so good. People have been raving about that in the comments of the reviews. So, okay, it's still just me. Still only me. Gray, my brother from another mother, says, Jacob, how you doing, man? Are you good? Are you Genki? It's gorgeous artwork, isn't it? I really, really do recommend it. Definitely worth a look. Let's have a look at one of the... there's a double page spread. Look at this here. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. Another one later on. But things like this, like the shot in the sewers with the reflection in the water... You know, it's all hand-drawn, hand-painted. The lettering, I'm not sure about. I miss the hand-drawn lettering. It's all computer now. You can tell they get down, but look at this. Oh, what a punch here. What a punch. Red is Raph, is that right? Raphael is red, punching Mikey in yellow. Needs more clickbait in the titles. That's the only way to get views anymore. I know, right? It's, my titles are usually very positive. Incredible art by new regular artist Juan Ferreira. And it's true, it is incredible art, I mean it. I just can't be bothered with the clickbait stuff. I've done it a few times as a joke, you know what I mean? And Fearmonic, as you always remind me, it's not about the views, it's about the fun of making it. But to be fair, this review did take quite a while to make. It's always the way it goes. The ones that you spend the most time on don't really do much. Where are we? Let's try and get anything else. Have you seen this as well? Look at Donnie here. Donnie's emaciated. He was locked up in like a weird prison for ages with no food. And he's gone a bit crazy compared to the other guys. He's lost a lot of muscle mass. But he looks more like me now. He's still got muscles. Where's a picture of them all together? Title page. Even shows it on there. Look at his skinny legs. Look at those legs. We've got Jacob saying the original Ninja Turtles had its own art look, which was cool. But this is really good too. I know, man, the original, which I didn't get at the time, it's really, what's the word? A kind of proper, independent, like a small press style art, isn't it? Really gritty and scratchy and, a bit messy, but that was part of the charm, wasn't it? Black and white, of course, back in the day when it first started. But these are great. Look at these shots here. So good. The action scenes are awesome. The weapons look brilliant. So good. Just put that there. Okay, let me get back. So what's new? What's new with you guys? So the Superman movie possibly in trouble because of, legal disputes. The Schuster estate are trying to block it in certain territories. It's all about the, the rights and things. So that was a big news. Let's stop sharing that for a sec. I could look at that all day though. I could just sit here, just go through comics, which I might end up doing if nobody joins. And I know it's late. It's late in the States. This is the only time I had free. It was an out of the blue sudden time gap. Okay, great. Let's do a member stream. But as Fearbell was saying, I will set it up properly next time. I'll give proper advance. It's been a while, It's been a while. But it's nice to catch up. Okay. What else have we got in the news? I want to save the Terry Pratchett, Neil Gaiman news until Salty gets here. So until then, let's have a look. I want to show you some comics. That's why I always enjoy doing that. Yes. Let's go to Kindle for a change, not Global Comics. Let's have a look at some Invisibles. Me and Jim, Weird Times Comics, we've just started reviewing Volume 2 of the Invisibles. So we did 1 to 25 issues of Volume 1, and here we are at Volume 2, Issue 1, just beginning. That'll be going up soon. Oh, okay, brilliant. So forget about that. I'll get back to that later. Let me bring in the one, the only. No, it's not Mark Miller. I always say that now, don't I? No, it's not Juan Ferreira, the artist. It's Salty Traveling Sea. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. Everything's discombobulated, so it took me a little while to get set up. So
you sound good to me. Your audio's coming through. Nice. You've got your beanie on. You're looking sexy.
Yes, I am. I'm not wearing any pants for you, Gray. I was pleasuring myself thinking about coming on your stream. Yeah, that's. So what's going on? What do you want to talk about?
Okay,
Just
before that,
how sexy Kirstie Alley was in the 70s. I had no idea. I had
Kirstie
no idea.
Alley.
God, oh my God.
Jacob's shouting you out, mate. Jacob's also saying Ninja Turtles, the only nude crime-fighting heroes. This is true.
Yeah, man.
This is true.
What's up?
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this. You probably already heard this, but okay. Terry Pratchett Estate removes Neil Gaiman from the Good Omens Kickstarter. This is from
Purple Valkyrie is a huge fan of Terry Pratchett, and she let me know about that. And I think it's. I was thinking about this today, just as these things keep happening. You know, about how all of us were against cancel culture when nothing was really proven. And in the case of Neil Gaiman, those rules and our sense of fairness and fair play suddenly disappear because the person who's on the receiving end is an insufferable leftist shithead who's been ruining his own work in the Sandman predominantly. And that's the problem I have with this is Absolutely. I don't think Neil Gaiman should be going through this. And for a lot of reasons, the allegations, which we won't get into detail on in your show, but I think everybody understands, these are not things that just happened last week. These are things from years and years ago where someone stuck around, supposedly the victims stuck around for years while being paid and never reported these allegations to the police. But the minute Neil Gaiman is going through a messy divorce with his crazy bitch leftist wife, who they have an open polyamorous relationship, suddenly now all these people are remembering all of what a terrible person Neil Gaiman is. Now, I'm not saying that these women have come forward that they're going to receive some type of financial gain from Neil Gaiman's ex-wife for doing all this shit, or that they're being exploited by people.
They already had received financial gain from Neil Gaiman to to keep quiet,
shut them
allegedly, supposedly.
But
years.
There's a lot of reason why wealthy people would do that, just to keep them, to shut them the fuck up, because it's like, whether or not it's true, you can make a fucking problem go away. It happens all the time, guys. It's not just in Hollywood. Okay?
I know. So let me read through this a little bit first, before we get all worked up. So this is it. Here we go.
I'm not worked up.
You came in effing and blinding, mate. You came in effing and blinding. The Good Omens Kickstarter was set up to fund the creation of a graphic novel adaptation by Colleen Doran, who's a fantastic artist. She did work on Sandman before, among many other comics, of the Good Omens novel by Sir Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. A remarkably successful crowdfunding scheme, it raised $2.4 million from 36,000 backers. The Terry Pratchett Estate, which runs the Good Omens Kickstarter, had offered refunds to donors after the original Tortoise Media allegations, which came out before last summer, by the way, until last November. However, the estate now says that it will no longer maintain this freeze in light of new articles and allegations, which Salty was just talking about. While we cannot speak further on the subject at present, we've chosen to reopen a short refund window for those who would no longer like to support the graphic novel until Friday the 7th of February. Wow, not got much time, folks, just got a week. They also state that it has also been agreed that Neil Gaiman will not receive any proceeds from the graphic novel Kickstarter. There you go. What do you reckon, Salty?
Well, I mean, this is different. This is a business relationship, and talking about the Pratchett Estate as opposed to, say, some of the other business relationships that Neil Gaiman has. I was actually in a resale bookstore today that got a lot of seconds, overprints of graphic novels, and actually picked up a Toth like horror compilation for like $20. But
Ooh,
I was in
sounds
there
good.
and I was looking at some of how many other comic books and properties Neil Gaiman was involved in besides Terry Pratchett, besides the Sandman, and was it Ananazi Boys, however the hell you say it.
The Anansi Boys, yeah, which actually it
Yeah,
was quite a good, quite a funny novel. That very light, nowhere near
it,
as
it
good as
was a good
American
book.
Gods. It was pretty
Yeah,
good. It
yeah,
had karaoke
yeah.
in it, so do you remember that? It opened with a great
Oh yeah,
karaoke
yeah.
scene, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I will always say this is Neil Gaiman wrote one of my favorite books that I read at least once a year, American Gods. It got me through some tough times when I was younger, and I loved the world that he built and the attention to detail that he had.
I
I
think that's his
separate
best
the
fiction.
artist.
That's his best book, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
That's
I
fiction,
separate the art from the artist. What I'm going to stick on this until there's incontrovertible proof that goes through the legal system that shows that these things happened. I am going to treat someone essentially the same way, but I'm going to watch what they do because I'm going to look for tells that someone who's defending themselves is changing their story. Again, I don't have a lot of love and hero worship for Neil Gaiman. What I do know is that for how many years have all of us, and especially those of us on this space of YouTube, what have we said about cancel culture? About people who lose their careers.
Yeah.
Now, is it okay that it's happening to somebody because they're a leftist and we don't like the shit takes that they have? Is it okay then? I that's not how I am, and that's not how I'm going to roll with this. Hey, Dwayne, what's up?
Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah, good to see Dwayne in the chat. And the same sort. It's weird. It's as you say, it's still all allegations. Nothing been proven yet. It's not even gone to court, has it? So, but from what I've heard, he has a huge reputation and has for years, especially at conventions. It's kind of like but everyone was of age. All these people with the accusations were of age. Forget about the age difference, but anyway.
No, and again, this is not the first time shit about Neil Gaiman has started. That hit piece that came out in the Hollywood Reporter, again, the initial allegations of stuff like this go back almost a year because I was following this and the media didn't report it.
No, they didn't. They were silent for 6 months.
Well, and then something happened in that particular writer, and there's some complexity with who wrote that for the Hollywood Reporter and the attachment to Neil Gaiman's, again, Neil Gaiman is going through a very contentious divorce. He was in an open polyamorous relationship with a much younger lunatic woman.
You don't like Amanda Palmer, really? Salty?
No.
The Dresden Dolls back in the day.
She's the Yoko Ono of the bringing her into a fantasy writer's life. It's like, go get a Thai ladyboy before you fuck that. Jesus.
Oh no, Yoko! I love that. That's a Japanese way that you read her name. You read her surname first. Oh no, Yoko!
Dwayne Muth says he has a copy of Good Omens autographed by Neil. I really want desperately, and I've been keeping my eye because I'm nothing if not a vulture, okay, on eBay. But with things like this, everybody is gonna, not everybody, but you'll see the price things trend down on collectibles by authors that are accused of this and other people. And I'm gonna strike because I want a hardcover, and it doesn't have to be a first edition of American Gods. And Purple has talked about it in the UK that she actually has some signed stuff from Neil Gaiman. I think she met him at one point, Purple Valkyrie. But
I'm a huge fan of Good Omens, the novel, Salty. I don't know about you, and it was co-written. It's co-written by Terry and Neil. Yeah, it's hard to say who did the most or whatever. You can argue about it. Great idea, really good, funny book. What about this graphic novel? Do you think they will actually go so far as to cancel it? Because what happens to the artist? Does she still get paid, Colleen Doran?
I don't know that particular artist. Here's the thing. Good Omens, it's one of those things where for me and my fandom, I have pulled back from consuming something once I see that it's rewriting what it was that I loved about the original product. In this case, what Amazon did to Good Omens, I've had to kind of put up this fortress of fandom solitude around myself. Like, I appreciate the book Good Omens. I don't appreciate whatever Amazon did, and I can only guess that this graphic novel would have put all of the ridiculous leftist woke shit from Amazon into it, as opposed to staying true to what the original book was. and that I probably wouldn't get this. I don't know if Purple Valkyrie was going to get this or not. I'll have to ask her about that. But
yeah, I didn't even know about it, to be honest, but obviously a very, very successful Kickstarter, as it was saying, 36,000 backers, which is huge, a lot of money behind it. Colleen Doran, she did work on the Invincible, she did work on Sandman. She's got a very, very nice style. It's like that's a style you can see there.
But what Sandman? Did she do the original Sandman, or did she?
Yeah, she was on the original.
Really?
I can't remember which issues off the top of my head, but I can check.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that. I didn't even know that was a thing, but I may back it. I'm going to look at the artwork. I back a lot of indie press stuff, a lot of it, but I'm very choosy, So
choosy. Me too, baby. Me too.
Gray, what do you think about this? Don't give me the politically correct, I'm the nice limey in Japan answer. What do you think about all this, Gray? Like, what do you make of all this?
Oh, geez, I don't know, because I'm very anti cancel culture, as you know. I'm against that kind of thing. But I'd already had enough of him with what happened. First of all, with Good Omens, which the first season wasn't too bad, but season 2 was completely original, completely made up. It went full gay, lesbian craziness.
Exactly.
Sandman got it for me, sorry. As you know, Sandman by Netflix.
We watched
Neil Gaiman was a huge part of that, and he made all these decisions to change race swap to, character swap to
and then attack
gender
us.
swap, and then attack people for saying, "What are you talking about? You're all racist for disagreeing with my changes." Yeah. So that was it. I was out after that. I was okay. Yeah, screw you. I enjoyed Sandman back in the day. I loved the book, the comic. I really enjoyed it, and not read him since, really.
Well, we watched it, you and I and Purple Valkyrie, and it was just a moaning because we all wanted to like it. We all wanted it to be good. We all gave it several episodes, and then it broke your heart. It broke my heart. It broke Purple Valkyrie's heart. I have the full box set of all of it on my bookshelf over there. All of them. And I love them, and I have a lot of the radio plays, the fully dramatized radio plays for those. And I love the world. I love his writing style. I think it's wholly original and unique, and I'm going to continue to enjoy that, whether or not these allegations are true. Because again, like you said, dude, these are adults, and I know one of them was supposedly having mental health problems and from a bad family and had nowhere else to go. But the problem was she had nowhere else to go for 4 or 5 years and kept taking his money and living in his house, and apparently was banging his wife too. And it's just like, this is such a no. I mean, you cannot talk about this without understanding the context of what's going on here. This is, to me, yet even more proof that the whole polyamorous thing looks good in theory, but it never, ever ends well. Ever.
What was interesting with that, Zoe, I always thought that came from her side, and then I was wrong. It's from him. Apparently, right from the start, it was, the open marriage was his idea.
No, it's from both of them, because she was apparently bisexual. And again, why do I give a shit about these idiots in Hollywood?
I don't know. Why?
Where they put their junk, and all this other horse shit. Nobody cares, you know what I mean?
Let's address the chat, sorry, if it's okay, because there's some good comments here. Dwayne's saying, I like Neil's writing, especially Sandman, teaming up with great artists. That's a big thing, isn't it? Charles Vess, Kelly Jones, Colleen Doran, some fantastic artists. So are you just going to stop reading Sandman because of this?
Yeah, it's interesting about that. I mean, in so many ways, I think, what was it? With the store, you and I were talking about the Swamp Thing, and how I just reread volume 1 of that, and how if it didn't have the artwork to go with it, I think that the story would have been much more underwhelming. I think the same thing is true with Neil Gaiman, with the Sandman comic books. If you wouldn't have had that kind of artwork and the depictions that are now iconic, death, even though Netflix wanted and Neil Gaiman wanted to erase what death was. I mean, you and I were the right age, because that book showed the world that we grew up in and the things that we thought we were cool. And I'm just ranting at this point, but it's just, I hate seeing these people that I greatly respected and whose work had a large impact, not just on me, but on a lot of people that I know and respect. Just watch that they all have feet of clay, and are just all being systematically destroyed.
Hmm. I've just been trying to edit something. That's okay in the background. Okay, and where are we? Yeah, again, Dwayne met Colleen Doran at Ithaca about 30 years ago. Very friendly, had a nice conversation. Yeah. Yo, Barbie, how you doing, man? Good to see you. He should have swapped everyone as a babysitter. Much more entertaining.
Yeah. Always hire fat, ugly women to watch your kids, guys. Always. And if they could be, like militant, like bull dykes, women that are beefy, that look like fire plugs, to watch your kids. That way these problems don't happen. All right. Don't hire, the thin, wear sundresses without a bra, taking care of your kids type. That only leads to ruin.
Oh my. Okay. Getting excited now. Fame on it. If I see those absolute Sandman start going cheap, I'm swooping in, baby. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
1001 Cats and the Seasons of Mist. Kelly Jones. Yeah, 2 of the individual stories in Sandman. They're awesome. Kelly Jones. Come on, man.
I did get the white leather-bound Bible version of American Gods. It's like this big, this wide, and about that thick.
Okay.
Because I love that book so much, and I do. Even with that, to a great degree, I think Neil Gaiman, his leftist lunatic bullshit was in it too a little bit, and the way I remember it from the book and how Shadow looked was not how I ever interpreted the way he was described, the way he was drawn on the page. I always perceived him as being more Native American than whatever. I don't know.
I got that from the the original book. Exactly. Yeah.
But
trying to find some Colleen Doran art, but they're all small pictures. Never mind.
Yeah. What did I do, Dwayne? What did I say? Was I just speaking truth to power over here?
I think it was your Bull Dyke reference. It made everyone laugh.
Well, no, I mean, when you say things like that, I'm not being funny. I'm just being honest. I mean, it's true. I mean, remove the temptation, and then there is no temptation, guys. It's like you're gonna have female friends. Make sure that they're kind of ugly. You know what I mean? And that way, nothing's ever gonna happen because they're charming. And I don't care who that offends, because fuck you, Donald Trump's on the White House.
Shadow Moon's greatest ability was throwing dice, says your Barbie.
Oh God, I loved all of it, and even the way in American Gods, in American Gods, the way that it ends, where Shadow runs into the Odin figure back in Scandinavia, and it's just. No one can tell me that book and that world that he created is not absolute fucking genius, because it is. It is an amazing work of fantasy,
And yet there's quite a lot of people out there who say, I never liked it. It was always too highbrow for me, too literate, which, fair enough. That's fair enough.
That's why,
Here we go, Salty.
That's why I liked it.
Let me share this, give you a little look at some Colleen Doran. This is an earlier project they did together. There we go. This is back in 2019. Colleen Doran adapts Neil Gaiman's Snow Glass Apples for Dark Horse Comics. This is an illustration here. Look at that. It's pretty beautiful.
Was that any good? Did anybody read that?
I haven't read that. I might have read the short story, but I don't remember it. A long time ago.
Didn't I send you some whacked out hardcover Neil Gaiman story when I sent you a box like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago?
Yes.
Oh, no. Did I not?
Yes, you did. That? What was that?
Yeah.
It was something that I've never heard of.
It's got some super long title. That same store where I got you all those graphic novels that are marked down, I was at today, and they had a couple issues of it there. So I don't know. It was like $8, and I'm like, maybe I'll pick it up. But
okay, that's beautiful. That's lovely.
I love that. I love art like that. I think it's great.
Oh, there's a real death, by the way. It's not very clear, though.
It's so hard. It's so hard to just put the characters with the physical descriptions. Or we talked about it. What is it? It's going on 3 years now, Gray. We talked about it when I had my Tuesday show. About it's not like you have to interpret what's on the written page. You have the casting, what they look like, all of it right there. It's in a fucking graphic novel. That is what we want. And no, you can't do that.
One of the most distinctive, fantastic character designs, I think, in comics in years. And of course, it was his decision. He's like, no. Of course, Death can be any race, yes, but that is not the iconic character from the comics, okay?
But
it's nothing to do with racism. Fucking hell.
You and I grew up, or came of age in the 80s, where we knew women who looked like that. My first girlfriend in high school had an ankh, had the dark hair, was super Irish, pale skin, did the coal around. That was my first real girlfriend. And she would wear mini skirts with combat boots and the whole thing, listening to Sushi and the Banshees and The Cure and Depeche Mode and all of it. Okay? See, that's what I think. We're Gen X, we're the smallest generation. Nobody gives a shit what we think, but it's just like that all those things happened. Like, that's how life was. And for him to erase it and to put in, I don't know, the World Economic Forum casting for, why Britain is being destroyed and invaded. It's all that bullshit is. That's the casting choice, to normalize that.
Check this out. Sorry, this is a more recent one. It's a variant cover from one of the newer Sandman books, not written by Neil, written by James Tynion. Look at this. Yeah, this is Death. This is
how hard is this, guys?
How
hard is this?
Beautiful gothic chick.
And that's a Frisian cover, isn't it? I can tell.
That's it. Oh, you got it. Nice one. I couldn't remember her name. It was Stream Braining.
I love her work. She does every cover she does, whether it's Poison Ivy or Death or Red Sonja, her covers are so signature and so beautiful.
There we go. It's only small, but that's the iconic image. Yeah. How hard is? Oh no, it's changed. There we go. Oh dear. Anyway.
Yeah, that's ugly as fuck.
Just fantastic.
That's what
image.
That is.
Beautiful.
That is Death. That looks like my first girlfriend, Julie. It does.
Let's have a laugh.
Had
Sorry,
the
let's go
and
here.
everything.
Share this tab instead. Where are we? No, this is Death according to Neil Gaiman and Netflix.
No, that's Doctor Who. That's a gay Doctor Who. Whatever.
I mean, she's a good-looking actress, but she's not this character. She's not the comic book character.
No, she's not.
Simple as that.
And Neil, writer has a new character. Like, it's the 80-20 rule, and I talked about it over and over and over again. If you're going to do an adaptation, you do it 80% accurate. And then if you want to play around because you think you're super clever, you can add 20% to it, as long as it doesn't change the fundamental plot and flow and character development you already have. You can put in all the they, thems and cross-dressers and all the other shit you want, as long as it does not affect the actual plot and through line throughout what you've created, as well as the characters. You can do that. But no, Neil's so much more virtuous than all of us with his polyamorous wife who's sleeping with other women while he's, backdooring. He's backdooring the help,
Careful now,
Allegedly.
Salty. Jacob is talking to you. Salty's getting me excited, talking about sundresses, short skirts, and combat boots.
Dude,
me too, me too.
It was the best. I mean, you remember that. I mean, you and I talked last night after your stream. I mean, people don't know that it isn't a therapy session. It's just kind of like a bro session. And half the time we're just looking at hot chicks from the 80s or 90s or 70s, I mean, and not like
what's wrong with that?
Porn,
Nothing.
but just, iconic actresses and how beautiful women used to be back then. Very feminine, not a penis in sight. It just women, and yeah. It's just these articles just infuriated.
This is a random article just came up, Salty, back in 2020. So this is before the Netflix. Yeah. How DC's Death evolved into an endless icon. Look at that. Yeah. That's the image they chose to show, because that is the comic book.
I think I covered this article in one of the videos that I did, and then I contrasted it with CBR Screen Rant talking about it's time to update for a modern audience. What those idiots did to us for a decade. Yeah, look at that.
Issue 8, Sandman issue 8, where she first makes the appearance, in a park in London. just walks up to him. It's a really good
And
issue. Was it The Sound of Wings? Is it Sound of Wings?
Do it. They couldn't even do it on the Netflix show. It was just junk. They walked away from all this amazing like iconography that has made hundreds of millions of dollars and is on countless bookshelves. They had to destroy it, you know?
In the episode where you had the man who wants to live forever, you know, doesn't want to die, they had the black version of death going back to the Middle Ages or the, you know, Elizabethan time in the court in this scene, and it just looked so stupid. It was like, you know, you're in Middle Ages England and you've got a black version of death who's not going to stand out. Come on,
well,
what are you doing?
Look at what the Sweden State Television just did. They did this whole deep Swedish history documentary.
I heard about
it was
that.
all Africans and Middle Easterners instead of actually native Scandinavians. Now, having had a Swedish girlfriend, having had a Finnish girlfriend, never had a Norwegian
look at you!
But,
how dare you!
I mean,
I'm so jealous.
You know, I mean, dude, I didn't waste my 20s. Let's say that. But it's like, you know, I've never met a Swede who had a lot of melanin. You know what I mean? And it's like. And that's okay, you know, everybody's allowed to have their own culture, but it's just, you know, again, I don't need to sit here and rehash what we've all lived through for the last 10 years. It was disgusting, it was despicable, and it was deliberate. You know, don't use the word incompetent when you refer to entertainment we've all lived through. This is not because the showrunners were stupid. They knew exactly what they were doing, and they were the showrunners because they agreed to do all the things that they did. And, you know, they can burn in hell now. Ask Warner Brothers, ask all these film studios, ask Disney how that worked for them, following the World Economic Forum bullshit. So
interesting here. Fear Monarch saying there's a reprint of the Sandman issue 8, which is this classic story, The Sound of Her Wings. Where if we get it released, is yet to be seen. Fingers crossed I get my hands on that foil. He wants a foil variant, sorry.
They did one where, you know, where Dream, oh shit, where is it? It's the one where the fairies come for the play that's put on. You know that particular part?
Oh, Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah. Well, they remastered and re-released that as a single issue, and I actually got that, and I actually got one for Purple Valkyrie too. But it's beautiful and it's amazing, and
it's a gorgeous issue.
I was hoping they would do it for all of them, but obviously now, you know, if we're talking about American comics, of course they're not going to do it. So
yeah, that's a wonderful Charlie Vess on the art, that Midsummer Night's Dream. I got it. It won the was it the World Fantasy Award, the first time a single issue of a comic ever did that. I think, if I've got my memory right.
Your Barmy, don't watch it unless you want to break things. It you know, when we were all going through these things, excuse me, when we were all going through these things, watching all of these shows be destroyed and going, how can they keep doing that? And why are you making all these swaps? You know, I mean, it was, look at the effect it had on us. And for me, and I hope other people maybe take it with a grain of salt, but maybe consider it, is the greatest harm you can do to a production or a studio is not to pretend it's not happening, but to not sit there and go out there and give them what they want, which is just make, you know, outrage clickbait videos like you're, you know, some D-tier FNT hanger on. Just you know, go you know, there are so many great and wonderful things that I've never read or haven't read in 30 or 40 years. This will pass.
Go back in time.
This will pass, and you know, it's just coming to this realization that we were all being psychologically damaged and intentionally targeted to get us to forget about our culture and what we love and what's important to us. I hope people see that now, and I hope people never ever forget that what's been done to us. Shit, my laptop's gonna die. But
no, you're good. You want to bounce out and say, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll be right back, dude. I'll be right back.
Man. Hey, Courtney, how you doing? Good to see you. Awesome one as well. Awesome one was asking if Salty was living in Purple's basement. That's a secret I will never reveal. Never. Yeah, your Obama, you couldn't pay me to watch it. Like 3 years ago, I just stopped. I was excited for it. I did a kind of reaction to the trailer, and for a few things that I said, what I'm like. I'm very, very, very fair usually. I was getting crucified in the comments because I was moaning about death being race swapped for the whole show. Anyway, and also Joanna Constantine, not John Constantine. Jesus Christ, they used Clara from Doctor Who to play Joanna Constantine, who was a character in the books when they went back. It was John's ancestor from many, many years ago. She actually went. There's a really good story where she goes on a mission.
It's great.
For Morpheus, doesn't she? She goes to rescue his dead son's head. Fucking amazing story.
It's an amazing story, and they take away what should have been hers. I mean, what are they going to do that now? You watch, they're probably going to make it into some, whatever, Indian or Asian or trans woman, because, I mean, again, these shows were made when all that stuff, they were still burning. They had all the money and time to burn through to make these idiotic ESG score cast shows. And, the Sandman, it just sucks because all these characters are so good, and you could just bring people to the joy of what it originally was. And I think that is the greatest sin in all of this, Gray, is it's not incompetence. It's never been an accident. It is meant to destroy the heart of the things in our fandoms that we love and to demoralize us. And that's why I have stopped just shitting on everything that rightfully deserves to be shit on for one reason: nobody cares anymore. Nobody's watching those fucking videos. Nobody's making those videos anymore that I watch. But it's just like, what, I have read so many graphic novels and gotten back into comics. I'm watching so many older movies. And I'm enjoying my life. And if the world in Hollywood in modern entertainment want to destroy themselves, I will pour gasoline to help them. I want them to destroy themselves.
Jesus
Great.
Christ,
I want the people. No, great. I want the people who have collaborated with the enemies, not just of my country, but of our culture and our civilization, to suffer the most horrific things that they can for what they've done to us and for what they've taken away from our children and from future generations by destroying the things that they have. And that is, I say that completely dispassionately, but that is the most fitting outcome for all of this, is fuck around and find out. You're
going scorched earth, Salty. Are you going full scorched earth on them? Jesus.
Anyone who knows me, I am slow to anger, but once it's there, they're never going to find a piece of you bigger than this, like ever.
Dwayne Muth is always here with the positives, mate. All you've got to do is check any of the comments he puts on anyone's, comic book review videos. He's always shouting out great comics from the past. Something that is good, a good modern adaptation, is this, Invincible. It's the Amazon adaptation of Robert Kirkman's comic book. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Really worth watching. And for anyone that's excited, it's 5 days until season 3 drops. Good. So they haven't messed with that. They've done it exactly as the comic book looks, and it's great. It's great.
I love it. And I love that you guys find these things. I know for Nathan Amanda Manethrin, he used to really like, oh God, I just totally had a brain fart. It's the animated fantasy show on Amazon.
Oh, what is it?
Like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, Critical Role or something.
No, it's
not that one.
Somebody in chat's gonna find it out in 7 to 10 seconds when the stream catches up. But yeah, I forget what it's called. I want to say like not Vox Machina. It's not that. Vox something.
It is. It's that. It's Critical Role. Vox Machina. That's the one.
Okay. Okay. Well, there you go.
Dark Horse do an adaptation of that, by the way. I don't know if it's good, but it's got a huge following, the comic.
Yeah, I love that people like this stuff, I mean, for me, honestly, I'm enjoying myself going back and watching tons of horror movies and just the cheesiest, dumbest stuff you've ever seen from like the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. And I put it on in the background while I'm doing something else, and it's fantastic. And if you can come across Peter Cushing movies, I cannot recommend them enough, man. These old movies like The Gorgon or his version of The Hound of the Baskervilles with Peter Cushing and a much younger Christopher Lee. I mean, these are amazing Shakespearean quality actors acting in Hammer horror movies, and they're so over the top in gorgeous set dressing and beautiful, voluptuous 1950s, 60s women. They're just beautiful
I'm getting
movies
excited
to
as well
watch.
now.
Just beautiful movies to watch.
Here we go. Let's have a look.
And
Yeah,
no,
I'm
I
saying
don't live
he
in.
enjoys it. It's a laugh. I've not watched it, but I've heard it's quite funny. Here we go. This one.
Yeah.
Vox Machina.
Yeah. I tried watching it. I didn't like it, but I'm an asshole. You know what I mean? So.
The dwarf thief was a whore, says the awesome one.
You know what
Really?
I have gotten into, and this is because of Purple Valkyrie, is
Go on,
I
what's
started
this?
watching all of the DC animated stuff that they did. And because this was never a part of my world, I had aged out of it. But I watched Batman the Dark Knight, I watched Batman, Hush, all of these DC Studios animated movies. And they're actually really good.
There are some really good ones. DC have got a great reputation for animation, Salty. Back in the day, they were putting out much better animation than they were, live action movies.
They're incredible, and I've even branched out into watching some of the ones about the Justice League and Crisis on Infinite Earth, but the Batman ones and the Dark Knight Returns. There's no way you can capture Frank Miller, right? But it's really good.
It's really good. It's in 2 parts as well. They took their time with it. They made a long version in 2 parts.
The Long Halloween, another. I mean, it's just like, I think it's 3 total hours of animation. It's in 2 parts. I own it now, I think on Blu-ray, because I might have been on the high seas watching it. But I was so impressed by this that I have to support the creatives who made these animated movies, because they're fantastic. And the voice acting, everybody would talk about Kevin Conroy and, has a normie to that world. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But once you watch these things, you're like, oh my God, this guy became Batman. I now understand. Yes, Primal is outstanding. I own that.
That's awesome.
Too.
Really good.
I liked it.
I'll shout it out to the chat, Salty. Any recommendations for a DC animated, apart from the ones we mentioned? Dwayne's saying
Halloween.
Brave and the Bold, 3 seasons, Brave and the Bold.
Yep. The Long Halloween, outstanding. Seriously, it is really good. Hush is good, but they changed the ending. And if you're a Hush, if you read the comic books and you it may anger you the way that they kind of, I'm just going to say, kind of changed the ending. What else is really good? There's one, Gotham by Gaslight is actually so good. I read that comic when it came out, and I totally. How many years ago was that? I hadn't picked it up since, and I watched that, and I was like, "Holy shit, is this amazing?" And this is me, Salty, who hates everything supposedly, and I am geeking the hell out over all of these things.
Gotham by Gaslight's great. I haven't seen the animated one, but the original graphic novel is brilliant. Yeah, the link's in members community post if you want to jump in. But I think everyone was busy, Salty. This was arranged with an hour and a half before it went live.
No, I saw. I was commenting, and I was. I'm friends with some people who in no way are within our sphere, who say a lot of critical things about stuff that we would never talk about on your show, and that I've been on their shows live, and I was just watching them kind of talk shit about some people, and
Salty is fun, isn't he? Awesome one. You're right. Salty is fun. He's always fun. He's always good for a laugh.
Hella fun.
Hella fun, baby. Dwayne was also shouting out the original Titans animated, not the Titans Go, whatever it is. The original Titans is really good. And Superman.
Yeah, I did watch the Justice Leagues are hit or miss, in my opinion. What is it? Oh God, what was it?
Did you see the one that's set in World War II? It's got a very old-fashioned style to it. Oh Jesus, what's it called?
I know. No, I haven't seen that one, but now you're going to make me look it up. But the only thing I will say is trying to do Crisis on Infinite Earth in a 3-hour animated movie, you just can't do it. You just can't fucking do it. There was one about Infinite something, maybe it was Infinite Earth, where the Joker tricks Superman into killing Lois. Oh God, that one is amazing. It's amazing. And Superman essentially he just loses his shit and starts like destroying everything all over the earth that he's on. And yeah, Lois was pregnant, and these voice actors are incredible. I was completely sold out.
So it's fun. Give it some time, says Nene.
Yeah.
You missed it, Nene. You missed the earlier part where he came in effing and blinded, as my dad used to say.
Yeah.
Oh, classic.
Awesome One knows the shit that I do when I'm not around you guys. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome One's
Head
everywhere.
Moon's salty it is. Yeah. We won't talk about what Head Moon means and what kind of crazy shit's going on in the world right now in independent comics. We're not going to talk about that.
These are quick lists, Salty. We got Justice League, The Flashpoint Paradox. That was the first one, 2013.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that one.
Justice League War, and then Son of Batman, not seen. Justice League Throne of Atlantis.
I haven't seen that one. I've got that one. A lot of these are because I got like some crazy deal where I get HBO Max free through my phone.
Oh, cool.
I will watch these on my TV. So I could, and HBO Max has all of these movies, all of these animated movies. So that's what I do with my evenings is I will watch these awesome animated shows. But I did see the Red Hood. Batman the Red Hood, that was really good. Batman Hush is pretty good, like I said. Justice League Dark, I have not seen that yet.
No, I want to see that actually. I heard it might be good. It's all the magical characters. Justice League versus Teen Titans, Dwayne. No way, is that any good? The Death of Superman, I want to watch that. I'm going to get round to it.
Yeah. Samurai Jack was so amazing when it came out. So many of those things. That in oh God, what the hell was it? Johnny Thunder? What was the name of that guy that had the Elvis voice? Do you remember that? It was it Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network? It was out at the same time as Samurai Jack. Oh God, what the hell was it?
Okay, the Crisis on Infinite Earth, Salty. It's new. Yep. It's the latest one from last year in 3 parts. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's long. Because it's a 12-issue maxi series, the comic.
Yeah. Anyway, so Dwayne Muff is saying DC New Frontier, Darwin Cook.
That's the one. That's the one, mate. Yeah, the New Frontier. Yeah. It's kind of like an old-fashioned style, set in World War II or that era.
All right, I have to see that. We're
going to watch it.
Because
Let's
anything
watch it later.
set in World War II be brilliant. Johnny Bravo,
Bravo,
thank you.
Jacob and Dwayne, look at that.
Thank
the
you,
chat
Dwayne.
rules.
But come on, isn't that was just ridiculous? It's over the top, and it's just the stupid that, and then Ren and Stimpy, and I know we're all doing the, but it's just like they were fun, and the animation was very stylized for the time, and now it's kind of become standard. But it was the writing that made those shows, and the same thing with the voice acting. That it made those shows, and that's how I feel about these DC animated movies. God, the Batmans are so good, though. It's just, I had no idea this world exists again until Purple Valkyrie introduced me to him. So, yeah.
Where are we?
She will be in the United States. We are going to Seattle Comic-Con. Awesome. If anybody's going to be in the Seattle area, which is someplace I never go because I live a couple hours away from it, but I'm going to Emerald City Comic Con. Jim Zub is going to be there. James Tynan, that he's going to be there. An Artist Alley, a whole lot of people. So I'm saving up money and bringing way too many blank covers to get everything signed and get art done by people as I can afford. But yeah, it's March 6th, 7th, and 8th, I believe. So I'll be there on Saturday. But yeah, I actually might reach out to Jim Zub and see if he wants to do a live stream and try and rope in some people who are also into comics, because I don't know a shitload about Jim Zub. I know that he did Skull Kickers and some other stuff like that, but I think it'd be cool to talk with him before going to the Comic-Con. So
this is for you, Salty.
Hey, baby, I know what you're thinking. How did the statue get off its pedestal? Well, surprise. I'm real.
I love it. I just, all that stuff. How hard is it to make stuff like this, guys?
I've not seen that in years, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
He kept trying to pick up women, and it never
know.
worked. Sounds familiar for me.
I loved
Jesus.
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so if you want to
loved
send us
it.
a link, let's have a look. Here's a better one, Gray. Okay, I trust you. Famous last words. Don't worry about it. I don't care. This gets monetized.
It's not like it's not.
I'm gonna hit a homer today.
What? Is it showing? Sorry. Okay, here we go.
Yes, audio's a little hot.
I am gonna hit a homer today. Hey, who's that handsome guy? Hello, 911 emergency. There's a handsome guy in my house. Oh, wait a second. Cancel that. It's only me. Oh, you drive me wild.
That's funny.
That's cool.
That's funny. Yeah. I've got a new camera mount because I was trying to move some stuff around, and I don't think it's working, but who cares? Whatever it is, what it is. But
Your Bobby wants to know, do furries go to that Comic-Con, Salty?
I don't know. I guess I'll find out. It is Seattle. Yeah. The only times that I find myself in Seattle are to pick people up at the airport. That's it. I mean, I drive around, guys. Literally, I drive around Seattle. I take a 2-lane windy road that follows something called the Hood Canal because I live over on the far western side of Washington State. And very, completely different politics out here. It's all working class lumber. Lumber and fishing, and then we get a lot of tourists because I live right here in the Olympic National Park. But you go, the closer you get to Seattle, the more stupid people drive, and the more leftist bumper stickers and blue hair and everything else.
Your favorite. Hey, so listen to this. Dwayne Muth saying Jim Zub wrote a Samurai Jack 20-issue series.
I actually believe that. I didn't realize the extent of all the things that he did. Between Skull Kickers and the work that he did at Marvel, and then the run that he did of Conan for Marvel, and then all this other stuff that's there. But yeah, good luck trying to find Conan blank variant covers unless they're at your LCS. I actually had to go on eBay to get them, which is fine. I've been saving them. And I really look forward to getting some of those signatures, and then putting them in a comic book frame wall mount thing. And at some point, I really want to show off the original comic art that I have, because I do have, and I've got production stuff that I've collected.
You're going to get it framed beautifully and get it up on the wall.
I got to frame some stuff right now. There's an artist called Bosch Fawstin, who, if you go ahead and look for him, look for Bosch. He is he won an Eisner. How do you spell it? It's Bosch, and then the last name is FAW, I think SIN. He and I talk behind the scenes on Twitter. But he is someone who has active death threats against him by radical Islamists. And
why? What the hell has he been drawing or doing?
Well, he was very outspoken about artistic freedom. He's a former Muslim himself, and as a consequence, and I don't want to butcher him. He's if you like, I think it's Alex Toth, right? Isn't that his name? Toth, the Toth, the artist, the original Marvel Toth guy.
I think so.
Oh, never mind.
Anyway, is it because of this? The Infidel issue 1 featuring Pigman.
He's a nice guy. Yeah. So he draws these amazing, he draws a superhero called Pigman who beats up radical Islam people who do terrible shit to the West, and I love it. I own 2 original pieces of art by him. And one I just got the frame for today, and I don't simp for artists at all, but for this guy, he's brilliant. He has devoted his life to freedom of speech. Yeah, you can see his artwork there.
That's good.
Over on the
nice
whatever
style.
side of the screen. Yeah, I've got all of his books, but I want to talk to him on my channel sometime. But check him out. He will go on and talk about who inspired him, the work that he's done.
Okay.
He was supposed to address the EU. He was supposed to address the EU Parliament about Islamic terror and stuff like that. Because there were so many death threats, they canceled it. So this guy's a real McCoy. But do you want to talk about putting your money where your mouth is as an artist. So, but yeah, I've got some original art by him. Here, hold on. I'll show you what he did.
Oh, says nay. A former Muslim is not tolerated well in Islam. Yeah, man. I hear you. Female creator of Dexter's Lab, Samurai Jack, wrote draw a 4-issue mini of Luke Cage. No way. Really? Maybe I remember that. Yeah, I haven't read it, but I remember, I think, the story or the news about it and the art style. Cool. Who is the creator of Samurai Jack? That's a good question.
I don't know. But yeah, you guys can tell this is the original art. This is
right,
an original
full
art.
Screen. Second.
All right, there we go.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you can tell this isn't some reproduction. Now I love this, and I'm so happy I got it. I don't know if it's facing the right way or not, Gray.
Yeah.
Is this face? Yeah.
You're the Nazis, Marvel. Can we say that? I just did.
Yeah, and I don't collect a lot of stuff like this. I have bought from Artisan CG, not a lot, but I've a lot of independent ones. Like I've got comic production pages that you never see. But I only brought this up because Bosch has just started his channel. I think you'd really like the conversations. This is a guy who really knows his stuff, who's been around the comic book world, and is an amazing artist and a really good guy. So please give him a sub, Yeah. I'll be right back.
Okay. If you live long enough, you become the villain. Yeah, live long enough to see yourself become the villain, something like that. Goodness gracious. Hate. I know. How is it? Tartakovsky. I always thought it was Tarkovsky, so I missed the Tartar there. Tartakovsky. I just got that off off Google, so it must be right. So he did Luke Cage. Let's have a look. It's on here. Luke Cage mini. Yeah. That's it. I remember seeing it. Thanks for the shout out. Check this out. Sorry, check this style out. Here we go.
Are you going to make me buy something else like I did last night? Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool. That is Luke Cage as we remember from the 70s.
That's what me too. That's what I remember from the 70s too. We had some great black superheroes in the 70s. They were great. And they had they were so the clothes they wore and the suits were so smart, and they were badasses. And then
yeah, man.
And then the 2010s came along, or 2020s.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cage is rattled. Damn it, Salty. Oh, classic.
I love it.
I want to read that now. I might even try and pick it up.
I do too. I just bought that damn Batman book you told me to buy. That was like $12, and then I had to spend
oh god, yeah.
Like $7 to ship. But yeah.
Dwayne, me and Salty, we've ordered Untold Legend of the Batman. It's a 3 issues from 1980, I think. Mm-hmm. They put them together. They've released it in like a bound version. Can't wait to get that.
I'm looking forward to that because I'd love to read that and talk about it with you and Jim or whoever else wants to talk about it. It was fun to go on Josh's channel with Max and the other gentleman that they have there and talk about Swamp Thing Volume 1. If you're not subscribed to Josh McDonald, I think it's Popped by Culture is his channel. Another good comics guy.
He is.
I want to work with him again. But it's great to talk about comic books. It's great to talk about good comic books. I'll clarify on that. I have dropped so many titles, Gray. I've stopped. I'm usually an OCD completionist, but I'm like, I don't want this anymore. Like I don't want any more Absolute Superman. I don't want any more Absolute fucking Wonder Woman. I'm done.
Are you done?
I'm done. I am done. I made it 4 issues. I think I pre-ordered 4 issues. I was like, I'll get that.
What about Batman? You're going to keep getting that? Absolute Batman?
I'll keep getting Batman because I think that because it's Batman. That's the only reason why. I do.
He's
think
my
it's crazy,
favorite.
though.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it 258? Shit. When does the Hush 2 storyline start?
Oh yeah, that's coming soon. Let's have a look.
I think it's 258 because I did pre-order 257 and then I did pick whatever the cheapest cover was. I think cover A for Hush 2, I think it's $258, whatever. But yeah.
I think what I heard is the last issue of Chip Zdarsky's run is going to be a double issue. Oh, okay, this is out next week. It's 48 pages for $4.99. So they've not charged $6.99 like they usually do. No way.
Is it issue 257 or am I
257? Sorry, 157.
Right, and I was right. Yeah.
So following that, let's have a look. We'll scroll down here. We'll get the next few listed. Here we go. 157, 158, Salty. Batman Hush 2 begins. It's out on March 26th.
I gotta tell you, I looked at all of these covers, and none of them blew my hair back. I think that is basic bitch as hell. I really do. I don't like any of these covers. I don't like the Jim Lee cover at all. That one I think that's the one I ended up going with. But they're doing it. They have all these gatefold covers, or you got to buy 2 issues to create some super cover. And that I don't like that one either.
No, I don't like that.
Maybe they're better in print because the screen doesn't always get the tonality right. But none of these
Dan Morris a bit too simple. That one,
yeah.
Oh dear. Look at the incentives though. These are ridiculous. There's a Lee Bermejo one.
Well, I guarantee you that one's $50 or $80. I could go on Midtown and tell you. I mean, I can tell you. Let me go to Midtown and see what they're charging, because that's. I use my LCS, but if I forget to pick things up, I always I just go to Midtown and let me look at 158. There we go, Batman 158. Yeah, so.
Go on. How much is it?
Dude! Holy shit! Oh my god. Yeah, that one it's the pre-order price is $4.79, but the list price is $5.99. Show me one of the variants. Okay, that one I'll tell you. Hold on.
Lee Bermejo.
Who does it?
Bermejo.
Oh, it's a Bermejo one?
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Hold on.
I usually like his style, but he does a weird Batman. His Batman costume is weird.
God, wait a minute. Let me look. Sean Gordon Murphy's doing a cover.
How much is the Sean Gordon Murphy one?
The Sean Gordon Murphy is $20. It's $25 actually.
Okay.
I don't see the Bermejo one. There's
1 in 25. There's a.
Go ahead. Let me see. Let me look. Oh, that one? Yeah, so that variant, you can get a 9.6 or higher CG for $92. The regular that cover itself is I think
just
that one
it's the Virgin cardstock
$7. Yeah, it's nuts. Oh no, that one, the Virgin variant, I can't tell because they don't always have the thumbnails up to date. But yeah, the most expensive variant that I'm seeing, like $192 for its cover F. It's cover F. Oh, that it's a CG too.
Serious question from Nay Salty. Are the covers too generic, or what's the problem with them? You just don't like the style.
I don't. Well, here's the thing. I think the line art, I think the pencil art and the ink was probably great. For me, with a lot of these, it's the coloring. Now, I don't know if the coloring's being done that way for a reason, to be retro from when the original Hutch took place or not. That one, I think, is the most palpable out of all of them. I think that one I think is probably the best one. But I don't like the way color.
The coloring's weird on this one, though. It's too purpley. It's weird.
Well, there's not enough depth to that image for me. And again, this is all.
This one's decent. This one's good.
Yeah, I mean, but even there, I don't know about it. And again, this is it's such a meaningless thing. I'm one asshole surrounded by action figures. Like, what I think doesn't mean any more than anybody else. But I just don't like it. I don't like it. And this one, I don't get it. Like, I don't get why you do this.
I don't like that at all.
It looks lazy and it looks rushed, is what it does. And
this one is Gabriel Delotto. He's normally decent, but this looks completely like first draft.
Covers, His covers for Batman and Wonder Woman have been amazing. And all I can guess is they were not planning to do Hush, and they slammed this into the production schedule, which would explain why these covers aren't that great. And that's my theory on this. I have absolutely no data to back this up, though.
I like Dan Murray usually, but this is too basic for me. His version. I don't like it.
That's
Just
what I'm
the two
saying.
characters.
Like, I don't understand why they're going with it. Is there something in the story where maybe there's a reason why, and we'll find out if we read it? Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I haven't been blown away by. There are some cover artists that I absolutely love, and obviously I'm a simp for Friesen or however you say her name.
Jenny.
But
Woohoo!
Asrar Panosian, I think, is outstanding. God, who else? Alex, what the fuck is his name? The one that Nerdrotic said uses digital art, and he didn't because Nerdrotic's a fucking moron. What the hell is his name?
Alex Ross.
Alex Ross,
who does the really kind of superhuman style poses.
Yeah, I love his
very
stuff.
Muscular, statuesque.
Yeah, I think they're putting out too many goddamn titles, Gray.
Jacob said Catwoman's in Batman's crotch on that cover. I completely missed it. I'm not going back.
Well,
I bet he wishes she were.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've always thought Poison Ivy would be worth it to make sweet love with Poison Ivy. One of those Barry Manilow, Marvin Gaye, just hard humping, sweaty, big titty redhead psychopath. Nights of Pleasure would be worth it,
So should we wrap things up, because nobody else joined us, but this has been fun. This has been really good, a good chat. We started off talking about the Superman movie, and then Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett, and now we've just been talking good things about comics.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I have, obviously I like your style. I like that you want to focus on the positive. I do think that it is very positive to, however, be realistic, which is why I say the things about Neil Gaiman that I do. People have asked me if I'm going to go see the Superman movie. Absolutely not.
You don't like James Gunn as a director?
No. I've heard some things that from people that I trust that this is basically Guardians of the Galaxy light, and I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'm out, guys. So, but yeah.
Variant covers drive me nuts. Yeah, Dwayne, I hear you, but there are some cracks. You can get it for a realistic price, Salty. That's what's important. If you're not, being charged crazy prices. But
they are. That's the problem. DC and I've only been collecting again for 7-8 months, but DC has, especially in the last couple of months, their covers are mediocre at best. And if you want like a great cover, you have to pay the LCS, whatever the going rate is, and usually it's $50 or $40.
Jesus.
Even on Midtown.
Yeah.
They started doing it in the middle of the run or whatever, wherever they're at with Batman, Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman. Excellent covers. Well, guess what? You can't have them unless you're give them $50. And it's like, guys, come on, don't give me this dog shit. I mean, this is your flagship title for Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman. Suddenly it looks like, somebody with Parkinson's who's blind is making these covers like your Marvel. What are you doing?
Okay, before we finish, a very quick look, Salty, about what's coming out next week. We do have some good-looking comics coming out next week. Here we go.
Yeah, man.
So that Batman issue is the final issue of Chip Zdarsky's run. 157 comes out, $4.99, a double issue.
Yep.
Absolute Superman, issue 4. You're out on that, yeah? You're not interested?
I think I actually have that one.
Oh, you got it coming, have you? Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's the
Ultimates 9, not reading that. Wolverine 6, I've dropped that. Avengers,
I'm dropping it. Oh, I never started Avengers.
No, I didn't.
No.
Poison Ivy's still going. Now, for that character to get to 30 issues, you've got to say, that's pretty impressive. I don't know how the sales are, but people say it does well. It kind of ticks over.
Well, the one shot with Swamp Thing, which I need to pick up. Everybody liked it.
That was great.
Josh McDonald.
Yeah.
You liked it. Max liked it, and it's just I never got around to getting it because the cover I wanted was out of stock. So I'm like, I don't want it then.
Okay.
Because that's how I am. So I'll find it on eBay or something like that.
Batgirl 4, I've dropped that. Birds of Prey 18, nope.
Yeah.
Nothing jumping out. Oh, JSA 4, Dwayne will be happy. I'm still reading JSA. It's a little
I
bit,
am too.
a bit confusing, but I'm getting into the characters.
Agreed.
Shazam, it's a funny cover, but I'm not reading that. Let's go
Nope.
down.
Nope.
Here we go. This is a big one, Salty. Batman Off-World comes out 6 months later, the final issue.
We
Believe it
talked
when you
about
see
that
it.
last night. Yeah, we
did.
talked about that.
Two-Face issue 3. This has been quite good, actually. It's pretty good. I recommend that. It's worth a look. Sacrificers 14. Excellent.
Your Barmy says, like Michael J. Fox making variants, but they're collectible. I know, but it's Michael J. Fox, so it's adorable and everybody loves him and has empathy. You know? If you're just hiring, I don't know, people that not even the Rippaverse would hire to do artwork, then what the hell is the point of putting DC in your comics? You know?
Classic. The Rippaverse. Sorry. No comment on that. Rocket Fellas, number 3. Ghost Machine.
I dropped Rocket.
I'm still reading this. I like this character here on the cover. This character's pretty awesome. Look at this.
Yeah.
Where are we?
I dropped it.
Did
it get
you?
better? Oh,
It's only
shit.
been 2 issues. It's only been
Shit,
2.
I pre-ordered through 3 because I remember that's why I stuck with it. I was like, all right, I love that cover, but I haven't read it. I haven't read beyond issue 1. So.
Gonna give 3. Give 3 a chance, Salty.
I paid like 30% of the cover price because I bought it so in advance, but yeah.
Star Wars Legacy of Vader issue 1. Kylo Ren comes out.
Yay, Kylo Ren. I know I'm all hard for that. We were talking about Cruel Kingdom last night. Is anybody in chat reading EC's Cruel Kingdom? I got
Issue
the number
2.
1 issue.
Yeah.
I haven't read 1. I just got number 2, and I picked up a blank variant for 1 because I was pretty sure some of the artists of the writer was going to be at Emerald City Comic Con in Seattle. So,
Ooh, I like this cover.
Yeah.
Tom Fowler variant.
yeah, these covers are great.
Not showing that one yet. And there's a black and white of the Tom Fowler 1 in 20. Yikes.
Yeah, those can get really expensive, those variant covers, and I have no idea why. Nerdporial has entered the chat. What's up, Brian?
Hey, how you doing, Nerd Boreal? Just a few more. Power Man Timeless number 1. No, you're okay. Salty, The Exorcism at 1600 pen issue 3 might be worth a look.
Have you been reading that?
Any good?
Have
No.
you been reading it?
No,
Yeah,
I
I had so many dark horror comics already. I was like, I don't know, whatever. So,
I don't know the writer.
Yeah.
Hannah Rose May and Vanessa R. Del Rey on the art. Okay.
yeah.
Pretty good cover.
I haven't heard anything one way or another. As far as at my LCS, it appears to always be sold out, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a great comic. You know, it could just be, a lot of kids want to pick up something that looks cool and spooky, which I get it. I mean, that's how you find out what you like. But yeah.
Go see Companion, says Nerdporial. Okay, we'll wrap things up. So, Salty Man, thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming in all
No
kicking and screaming.
Dude, I behaved myself. This is how I am when we're on the phone together. So don't tell me,
You calm down though after about the first 10 minutes. I always calm you down. Come on.
Did
Salty,
I? After
come
I
on.
talked about the anal sex with Neil Gaiman, did I call him
What the
right
hell?
down?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, that's recommendation. I don't even know what Companion is, Nerdporial, but
It's
I
a
will check it
movie,
out.
I think it's
Check it out, thanks, man. And RMB, he says, Robert Meyer Burnett did not disappoint for once. Okay. That one Exorcism cover is just a rip-off of the OG movie poster. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
The only thing I'd probably listen to about or from Robert Meyer Burnett is if he yelled fire in a movie theater. I'd take that seriously, but otherwise, whatever else the hell he has to say, I don't really care. But yeah.
Okay, what's left to say?
Sayonara, sucker.
See you and have a great weekend. Salty, thanks for joining me.
Jazz
darling.
hands. Jazz hands.
Oh, stop it, you silly boy.
Jazz hands. Check out Kirstie Alley. Pictures of her in bikinis from the 70s. They're great.
Kirsty, Dio. It's Kirsty, for God's sake.
Kirstie.